use 2 words to describe yourself before you came here, what would they be?
Destructive and angry, a lot of hatred.
So, compared to what you do now, what would your morning look like with the old you before you came to a better way?
I would be getting high, or if I even went to sleep at all, honestly. My biggest struggle in life was that I didn't love myself, and in return, how could I really be productive in life if I hated myself and I hated life? My niece got locked up early one morning for armed robbery. I spent all day that day not really knowing what to do, and I got locked up for having the possession of a firearm, and I was on my way to shoot the guy. So the Lord God intervened, and locked me up about 6 months. John Barrow's book happened to make it into my dorm, and I started reading the book, and 2 days later, my pretrial lawyer come to me and was talking to me about programs, and asked me if I was willing to go to any kind of program, and I said yeah. So then they came back a couple days later, and they mentioned a better way. And I just thought it was God ordained because I was reading the book. So what was the odds of that? I didn't have a relationship with God before I came to a better way. I was angry at the world, and God was the main focus of my anger. I was nervous, but I was ready for a change. I was ready to be surrounded by goodness, by love, to be loved. I was just overwhelmed with the warmth of others greeting me, and their compassion. There's been hard times throughout the program. I would say my worst memory is when Joe Jackson passed away. It really made me hate drugs, and it opened my eyes to all the things that I've caused my family and myself to lose over drugs, and all that my friends have lost over drugs. So I really didn't have no problem with getting up early in the morning. I didn't have no problem with being reverent. I didn't have no problem with doing my chores. I think the hardest thing I had a problem dealing with was not dealing with things the way I was used to dealing with things, and that's fighting. Like, just because you have a disagreement or a conflict with somebody don't mean that it has to be physical or verbal or anything like that, God showed me how to love myself, and in return how to love others, and how to be positive, not run when things get hard, and how to lean into Him for strength. My favorite memory is my second 4th of July parade. My 3 youngest kids got to come, and even though I wish it was all of my kids there to experience it with me, that was a great moment to be doing something, sober, finally with my family. The brotherhood is something new. It has its good, and it had its good times and its hard times, because of course you're dealing with a bunch of different people's personalities. But the brotherhood, in the end, everybody genuinely cares about the next person. One of my best friends, we actually wanted to kill each other for months, and God put me around him until we come to love one another. Without a better way, I would still be on a self-destructive path. Without a better way, I wouldn't have my oldest kids in my life. Without a better way, I wouldn't have God in my life. Without a better way, I wouldn't have sober friendships. I wouldn't have focused. I wouldn't have learned how to love myself, and in return, how to love others. So I see myself as a better person, a more caring and understanding and loving person.